There's a certain kind of person who walks into a room and instantly feels it. Nothing obvious is happening. No one's arguing. No one's upset. But somehow, something feels off. Maybe it's the way someone avoids eye contact. Maybe it's a smile that looks just a little too rehearsed, or a sentence that sounds normal, but carries a strange artificial tone. Most people would brush it off, but not them. Their mind has already scanned the room, picked up the subtle shifts, and started connecting dots no one else even noticed. People often call this a gift. They say, "Wow, you're so perceptive." But what they don't see is that this kind of awareness doesn't come with an off switch. Because when the moment ends, it doesn't end for them. They take it home, replay it, break it apart, analyze every detail again and again and again. A small silence can turn into an entire story. A simple message can spiral into 1,000 possibilities. And if you're one of these people, you already know this isn't easy. Because being highly aware isn't just about intelligence. It's about constantly seeing layers in a world that mostly lives on the surface. So, where does this come from? Why are some people like this? Psychology usually points to two main paths. The first is something you're born with. These people are known as highly sensitive persons. Their nervous system is naturally tuned to pick up more detail, more emotion, more intensity. For them, the world isn't just louder, it's sharper, brighter, deeper, more overwhelming. But the second path isn't a gift you're born with. It's something you develop to survive. It's called hypervigilance. And it often starts in childhood. Imagine growing up in a home where emotions were unpredictable, where you had to read the room just to feel safe. You learned to recognize footsteps, the tone of a voice, the way a door closed. You became a radar, not because you wanted to, but because you had to. Your brain adapted. Your amygdala, the part responsible for detecting danger, stayed active, always scanning, always preparing. Over time, that survival skill didn't disappear. It became part of who you are. And now, as an adult, it shows up in ways that are hard to explain. You live in constant analysis mode. A simple message like, "Hey, can we talk later?" doesn't feel simple. It feels loaded. Your mind immediately asks, "Did I do something wrong? Are they upset? What did I miss?" You don't just hear words. You hear tone, timing, energy. Half of you is present in the moment, and the other half is quietly analyzing everything. And it's exhausting. Then there's something even deeper. You don't just analyze the world. You analyze yourself. Every emotion becomes a question. Why do I feel this way? Does this even make sense? Should I feel this at all? Even happiness doesn't escape. You laugh, and a second later you're wondering, did that seem fake? It's like living life while constantly watching yourself from the outside, and slowly, you lose the ability to just be. This kind of awareness also changes the way you see people. You start noticing the hidden layers behind behavior. Kindness feels conditional. Compliments feel strategic. Apologies feel incomplete. Not because you're negative, but because you see too much. And that creates a quiet kind of loneliness. Because while others are enjoying the moment, you're questioning it. And then there's empathy. For you, it's not something you turn on. It's always there. You walk into a room and you feel the tension. You sit next to someone anxious, and suddenly your own chest feels tight. Someone shares their pain, and you carry it long after they've moved on. You become the emotional support system for everyone else. But rarely does anyone realize you need support too. Eventually, this awareness doesn't just stay in your mind, it moves into your body. A faster heartbeat feels like danger. A small sensation feels like a warning. And before you know it, you're stuck in a loop of anxiety. Your brain is trying to protect you, but it doesn't know when to stop. So you try to gain control. You overthink. You predict. You prepare for every possible outcome. Because somewhere deep down, you believe that if you can see the pain coming, it won't hurt as much. But here's the truth. In trying to protect yourself from life, you slowly stop living it. So what can you do? You can't turn this awareness off, but you can learn not to carry everything you notice. You can remind yourself, not every silence has meaning. Not every emotion needs to be solved. Not every thought deserves your attention. Sometimes, a message is just a message. Sometimes, a feeling is just a passing wave. And sometimes, the healthiest thing you can do is let things be. Because real growth isn't about seeing less. It's about holding what you see more gently. When that shift happens, your awareness doesn't disappear. It softens. It becomes something different. Not a weapon against yourself, but a quiet kind of wisdom. So if this feels like you, just know you're not broken. You're someone who learned to see deeply. Now it's time to learn how to live lightly. And maybe for the first time, not just understand life, but actually feel it.